Happy Sunday, April 11th, 2021. Hey little boy, you want something? We're just coming.
Talking to me.
No, I'm not talking to you. We're just coming in from church and heat up food to feed my family. This chicken came out so good. Isn't it pretty? So I have some carrots over here, some potatoes. I kind of messed with this potato here. It was so good. And I stuffed it with some chives. So I'm going to heat that up. And I'm going to take out, I have some collard greens. You know when you make collard greens, the taste after you freeze them, oh my God, it's fantastic. So when you make collard greens, if you have any leftovers, freeze them. And you'll see how good they taste. Now, I am considered the freezer queen. So I have 2 bags of collard greens here. So today's dinner is going to be collard greens, the potatoes. I want to do a little candy yam, but you know you can also do your carrots to make sweet carrots also. So here are my collard greens, 1, collard greens 2. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna heat them up. Put my chicken in the oven, and then when I come back, everything should be ready. Let's see, how many of you keep your pots in the oven? We keep them in the oven because of we don't have no space. So I'll put my greens in the pot and I'll be back. Hi, I'm back. I'm getting ready to do my carrots. So if those of you that have never had sweet carrots, they are so good. You just prepare your water with butter or margarine. Let it come to a semi-boil and chop them up and put either brown sugar. I like to use white sugar to start it out because white sugar will sweeten it a little quicker than the brown sugar. So this is going to come out good. I'm trying to rush because I want to feed my grandson before he gets ready to go home. Hey, little pumpkin poo. There's something you're supposed to do at 4 o'clock. Okay, you did it? Okay, go to Grandpa. Okay. Today's sermon was so timely. 2020 really knocked us all for a loop. It took us to areas that we have never been through, and I hope a lot of people made it out of the trauma of 2020. It's a learning experience, most definitely, whereas we had to learn a whole new way of life, you know, not being able to see your loved ones or be with your loved ones. That is really something. And what I personally learned within our family is that there were things that I was used to doing that I couldn't do them. This is the first year my husband and I have been married this year. 20 years we've been together for 21 years in all, because we dated a year. See how you just cut them up in little. I'm not going to make a lot of them because I'd rather have just enough than to make too much and they're not eaten. I'm going to get this. I have a little bit too much water in here. But getting back to 2020, 2020 was a learning experience for us because we couldn't go on vacation. As I was about to say, this is the first year. Last year is the first year that we didn't go on vacation. I am so used to going on vacation. We go on vacation at least. I hope I'm heating up the right thing. Oh no, this is the wrong thing. Gotta put that back. That's not the right thing. That's collard greens and it's something else. Let me take that out. Of course that broke. Okay, let me just pick it up with my hand. That's the wrong thing I took out. But it's okay. It ain't gonna be the end of the world. This is the last year was the first time that we have never. This is good. I know this is really good. Excuse me, y'all. You know how you can tell when food is good? When you can eat it. After you take it out the freezer and it's still good, that's some good food. But last year was the first time we didn't go on vacation. And it made me check myself that I'm spoiled. I'm used to going on vacation definitely 3 to 4 times out of the year. And we were able, I think for the last 3 years, no, it's more than 3 years, we were able to rent a house and our children vacationed with us. Do you know how I'm putting in the sugar. I'm sorry, y'all. Putting the sugar in. It looked like it's a lot of sugar, but it's going to be good. Okay. You add some margarine or some butter. Oh, I forgot about this butter. You know how we have stuff and we forget we have it? I had went by this church. I can't think of the name, but I know the pastor's name. Her first name is Tammy. I'm not being disrespectful. I can't remember her last name, but it's Pastor Tammy's church. She gave us this. My daughter and I had to stop by there, and they gave us this food. But back to my story, I realized that I'm spoiled, and I had did a video about being privileged and not knowing I was privileged, and not knowing that I was used to certain things that were taken away from me last year. Yeah, it was taken away from me. And the effect of it wasn't traumatic or anything like that, but it was to the point where at one point Excuse me. It was something. It was something. Because we have, I know you all heard me say this before, we have a grandbaby that we never met. We never met him. And that grandbaby, excuse me, I'm trying to pick stuff up, is going to be a year old next month. He's our first McQueen grandson. I only found one pack of collard greens in here. And it's a little bit. I tell you. Oh, okay. Excuse me, y'all. I'm trying to get all the stuff in here. Okay, this is going to have to go in the deep freezer. It was quite devastating. Our children were supposed to come this month, but I'm very glad that they opted not to. Excuse me 1 minute. Because I didn't want them to come. Why? Because even though our hearts are saying we want to see each other, we have to use wisdom in knowing that there's an invisible being out there that is ready to take us out. And we have to use wisdom in knowing that you can't do that now. You can't do it now. As much as we want to see, this is our baby son. And Lord knows, for the last 2 years, because our baby son's daughter, she's 3 now. For the last, would have been 3 years, we vacationed together. Y'all come get this ice, please. We vacationed together. And the first year, where did we go? I think we went to Poconos. Second year, went to Florida. Then we got so grand with our vacationing, they surprised me. And that year, they live in Georgia. We got to see them 2 times. So, yeah. We're privileged. We didn't know how privileged we are. And it woke us up. It woke us up. Today's message was challenge but unchangeable. And how Apostle broke that thing down. And then when you think about it, 2020 was a challenge. But my question to you all, even though you were faced with challenges in 2020, were you changed? Did a new you emerge because you weren't able to do what you want to? You weren't freely able to do you. And I thank God for 2020. Did I like what happened in 2020? Yeah. Did I learn a lesson from 2020? Yes. And I hope you learned one too. Okay? As my sweet carrots are sweetening up, my collard greens are unthawing, and my chicken is in the oven. See you in the next video. Hi, I'm back. I realized that we really don't have that much collard greens that we can really have a good portion for everybody. So what I'm going to do is do squash real quick. Squash and mushrooms and onions real quick. So, hope everyone had a good weekend. As always, I had a good weekend because I'm able to be with our grandson. He's going to be 10 years old this Wednesday. And it's like, oh my God. He's going to be, you know, it's important to take a lot of pictures. I love to take pictures because those are my memories. And seeing our children, our grandchildren, yes, we have 9. And to see how they're growing. Today, when we had left out to go to church, ooh, ain't nothing in there. I had left my pocketbook. So, we had got all the way downstairs, and I'm like, oh God, I left my pocketbook. What to do? So, it's like, okay, do we all, meaning my grandson, because my husband went to go get the car, do we all go back upstairs? Does Jay and I go upstairs? Or can I trust him, which is not trust him, me, to know that my grandson, he got it. And I was hesitant. I looked him in his eyes and I said to him, I washed it, it's okay. I said, you're going to be able to do this? This is a squash. I'm going to incorporate it with the onions. I'm going to let the onions get, I guess it's sauteed, because this takes no time. Now, I don't know. I think this is a cucumber. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a cucumber. But I think we're going to eat it today. I don't know. I may be the only one eating it. But as I was saying, oh, Jackie, what you doing? That's not garbage. Let me see this. Let me just rinse this.